Hi there, Natalie with you today with a new process video for Altenew. And this time I'm actually going to show you a project created with the Inked Lotus, and this stem set is beautiful. It's a large bloom which is it just has a lot of movement, and also because it's only the outline of the flower, there's a lot of things that you can do with it. You can color it, you can use different inks, you can detail it, lots of ideas. So one of the first things I do when I receive any stamp, especially the ones from Altenew, is I open the trifold pamphlet just to give me some ideas, just to spark some ideas. Now I want to create an entry for my family album. I've been keeping a detailed journal while we're in quarantine, and I have this picture of my daughter and my dog who are enjoying being together. So my idea is I want to create floral corners for my little album. So I've pulled a double cardstock, which is heavy cardstock, and I'm gonna bring actually the mask that matches this flower and black obsidian black ink. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stamp the flowers in a continuous way at the corners of the paper. And I'm okay if like I said, I'm actually gonna fussy cut this, so I'm okay if they're not, like, straight, or they look like they're gonna overlap. Don't worry about it. I'm actually just stamping, and then I'm gonna color, and then I'm gonna take it off, and then I'm gonna take them off this paper to actually use it on my album. So I've stamped my first. I'm gonna start by creating or stamping a full image at the bottom right corner of my paper, and then I'm gonna use the mask just to make sure that I cover where I just stamped, and then I'm gonna add 2 more flowers, and like I said, I'm gonna create the corner of the paper, and you're gonna see that the flowers are gonna be stamped off the page, and I'm okay with that. I do wanna make it look as if the corners are coming in and out of the page. So you're gonna see that once I stamp one of my little corners, and this is the bottom right corner. For now, it's gonna change after, but I just wanted this give me a better idea what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna stamp like I said, the one corner. I'm actually gonna take advantage. I want to keep the angle of the paper, so I'm gonna use the other side of the paper to stamp the other corner, and I'm gonna follow the same idea. I'm gonna start by stamping the corner flower, and that's gonna be a full image, and then I'm gonna cover with the mask or the stencil of the flower, and then I'm just gonna continuously working my corner. Now for this corner, I'm actually gonna make it a little bit longer. My idea was to actually kind of encase the lines of journal in this, but you're gonna see that actually I'm gonna encase the picture in it. So like I said, I just wanted something that's gonna add movement, and like you're gonna see, like the way the flowers are stamped, it looks like they're just coming in and out of the page. Now to color this, it took me a while just because I wanted something really soft but detailed. So I am using the artist markers from Altenew. The artist watercolor palette. And I'm going to start by coloring the center. And I actually went into a botany book to look at how the lotus flowers look like. And usually centers are yellow or kind of a woodsy color. But I'm going to use them yellow for this because I just want something really soft. And I'm using just a wash of the color, you're going to see. And then I'm going to come in with like a really fine brush and just detail, kind of give the shade to the center, and just add a little bit more definition at the bottom of the, I'm gonna call it the core. I don't really know the name of it, but I'm just gonna go ahead and take my time and do all the centers of all the flowers. Once that's ready, I'm gonna start detailing all the flowers, and this coloring these flowers took me around an hour to an hour and 15 minutes to complete. So I'm gonna show you a little bit of that, and then I'm gonna take it off camera to finish. So the way I'm gonna color, and this is the way I saw, like I said, I went into actually a botany book to look what it looked like. Usually lotus flowers are dark at the tips, and they get lighter as they get to the center of the flower. So a little bit different what I usually color. I usually color from dark into the center to light in the middle. So sorry, to light at the tips, my apologies. So this case, what I'm doing is I'm starting with Cosmic Berry, and I just diluted a bit of the paint, and I did a soft wash on the entire petal, and then I'm gonna go in and pick up actually a little bit of the watercolor, pretty much all pigment, and I'm gonna start at the top edge of the flower and kind of drag the watercolor towards the bottom. I have a paper towel, a piece of towel on the side where I clean my brush, so you won't see that, but I'm trying to clean the brush so I don't drag that much color. I want to get it pretty much very light at the center of the flower, towards the bottom, the center of the flower, because I'm gonna actually bring some of the yellow from the center that way. So I want the deepness of the pink. In this case, like I said, I'm using Cosmic Berry at the very tip of the petal, and then I'm gonna drag the watercolor softly towards the center, and then you're gonna see that I'm actually gonna bring a little bit of the yellow just from the center of the flower towards the tip, but tiny little bit. And I'm gonna continue working, and like I said, very simple way of coloring, but I wanted to detail it really well just because I have all the clusters of the flowers, so I want to make sure that the petals are well defined so that you can see the difference in the 3 flowers. So I'm gonna take it off camera for a little bit. I'm gonna put some music so you see how I continue coloring this. Hi back. So now that I've pretty much complete coloring all the flowers, you're gonna see, like I said, I took my time, very simple coloring, but I wanted to detail especially the tips and where the flowers meet, and I didn't went into a lot of detail, but I did want to have the different tones of the flowers and have that beautiful edge of the petal really deep and go into the light yellow in the center. So you're gonna see that I'm just finishing the last bit of the flowers, and then I'm gonna take it aside. I let it dry completely. It just took a little longer to dry just because I wanted to make sure it was completely dry before I start cutting the borders. And this was a lot of fun. If you like watercoloring, then this is right up for you. But like I said, there's a lot that you can do with this stamp set because it's an outline, so you can use artist markers, you can use re-inkers, you can use your color pencils, and there's so many Altenew watercolor products that you can use to actually detail these flowers. I just like the artist palette because it's really pigmented, so a little bit's gonna give you really vibrant colors. So like I said, once I'm done, I'm gonna take it off camera, not take it off camera, sorry, I let it sit until it completely dried, and then I'm going to come in and actually start fussy cutting around the flower clusters. And the way I'm going to cut it is, I don't want to get rid of the angle. I want to keep the corners of the paper because I want to have that white space holding the flowers. And they're actually going to help me with my design. So you're going to see that I clean my palette before I put it away. Like I said, I let it dry. And then I'm going to come in how I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to make sure that when I cut my flowers, I leave a tiny but like a very small white edge around the coloring and the stamping. And I love having that just because it helps me define the flower. It's gonna create a soft shadow. And again, like I said, I took it off camera, cut everything. The paper that I'm gonna use for the background is this one comes from the Art Family collection, and I love the fact that it had those little watercolor splatters and that little bit of puddling of watercolor. So I thought it was going to be perfect for what I have in mind. I want something very plain. I want the flowers to be the centerpiece. So I cut 2 little pieces of paper to fit my little album, and the total width or the dimension of the page is 10 inches by 8 1/4. So all I'm doing right now is just moving the papers just to form the idea that I have in mind. I want to make sure that it gels nicely. I wanted to take advantage of those big green little splatters of ink, and didn't work as I thought. So but one of the things that I realized is that I need to actually move the little sequence of the 4 flowers. It's better if I nestle my picture in it, and then I'm gonna have the other 3. That's the page where I'm gonna add my lines or journal. So what I did is I took the paper off camera, typed my lines with journal, and then punched the holes. And what I'm doing right now is because some of the flowers span to through the 2 sides of the pages, so I make sure that I added plenty of tape at the seam, and then I glue them together, trim them, because I want the picture kind of a stand out. I don't want it to be completely flat on the page. I actually backed it with a piece of paper from the Summer Garden collection, and I added my title. That one comes from one of the new stamps, is the Whimsical Flower in quotes. And then I went and pulled the Simply the Best stamp set, just because it has the same font, and I wanted to add a second sentiment to the picture. So I brought a little label from my stash. Then I'm gonna add one of the die cuts from the Live Your Dream collection, just to add a third point of interest on the page in this case. And I just added one of the stickers from my stash. And then just because I wanted a second little sentiment, I'm actually gonna bring I think the name is Pisanka, and that's one of the Easter stamps from this year. And I love the fact that it says blessings. Actually it says spring blessings, so I just added ink to the blessings part, and I added at the bottom of my my journal. And that's about it. I love how this turned out. It was relaxing. It was a lot of fun to put together. Took some time, but I love the results. And I hope you try it. Don't forget to jump onto the hub. There's a description. In the description, you can find a link to see what else I created using the INKED LOTUS stamp set. Thank you so much for joining me. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Take care, guys.